So I'm on a low buy this year and it kind of feels a little bit like I'm failing. These are the things that have come into my life this year so far, and I'm gonna just honestly talk about it and show you why I've got these things, how I've got these things, and why I think it's harder than I thought. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about my low buy experience so far and the things I've bought, the rules I made for myself. I did make an update video after the first 3 months of this low buy year and I'm gonna link it up here for you. There I'm gonna go more in detail for the things that I've bought in the first 3 months. That is the thing I bought, and these are things that were gifted to me. These are the things from the first 3 months plus one digital product. But now we're gonna talk about all of these things that have come into my life during the past 3 months. So first I wanted to go over the rules and explain a little bit how I made them more specific. Then I want to go over the things that I have bought, the things that were gifted, and the things that I got for free in other ways in the past 3 months. And in the end, I also want to talk about why I think I'm kind of failing, or why it feels like it's more complicated than I thought, and just my thoughts for the whole process of this low buy. And in my first low buy announcement video, I said that just everything counts, whether it is for my business or private, but only the thing counts that are for me specifically, not the things that are for our household. And the other rule is that I am allowed to get one thing per month. So 12 things in total this year for my business and for myself. So one thing I want to say right at the beginning is that after half a year, I realized that I need to change my rules a little bit or make them more clear. And what I decided to do is that I exclude digital products and services from the list or items of buys. And that is because I really want to concentrate on things that are physical, that I decide an item to come into my life, to have it, to keep it, to look after it. And the other thing is that most of these digital things that I'm just going to mention in a minute are things for my business that are not really they are services and things that that are mandatory kind of, or where I don't have the same choice, or where it's not the same kind of a thing. And so I just realized that it would make more sense to exclude these things, as well as tickets and experiences and things like that. I'm not gonna include them in the things I buy or the things that count as buying. But if I buy an ebook or a thing that I would actually have, even though it is digital, then I might include that as a thing that I bought. The things that I have bought this year is 3 domains, because you can find my website at least under 2 domains, and the third one, there's a problem with that one. And I've also bought an address protection service, so that under EU law you need to have an address on your website, but I do not want to have my private address on my website, just because it takes only one person that wants to make something stupid and it can turn into a very annoying situation. So I do have bought a service that protects my address, so I can use a different address. And I also have my website, that's also kind of something, a product, but a digital product. So I'm gonna exclude these. So let's move on to the physical things. So we started off this second quarter of the year with me buying wool. That was kind of an impulse purchase, and impulse purchases, if you know, are something that I try to avoid, because most of the time I think impulse purchases are the things that we are most likely to regret later. And I bought this wool, I can show you, it's halfway made into a sweater. I bought this wool to knit a sweater for me because I love the wool. It was very inexpensive on the secondhand platform I found it, and I just found it after it went live 10 minutes later, so I knew I need to buy it if I want to have it. And so I bought that wool just because I felt I needed that one kind of a sweater that I don't have yet, and because I felt like knitting, and I don't actually need another sweater, I've realized. But I do like knitting, and I'm looking forward to knitting this sweater, so I don't really regret it. And it also wasn't that expensive, so that was one thing I bought. And then the next thing I bought was my new pair of linen pants. And I bought those out of necessity because my old pair of linen pants ripped at my butt and I wasn't really able to fix it in a good way anymore. And I'm gonna link you 2 videos where I like talked about how I bought this pair of pants and how I made this out of my old pair of pants. So that is technically a new thing in my life, but it's made out of the fabric of my old linen pants, so I don't count it. And another thing that I needed to buy was new SD cards. I just have one here for you to see because the other one is in my camera currently and I'm recording on that. So I can only show you one. Another thing that I did not plan on buying, but that I bought in the past 3 months is a new pair of shoes. And now the story is interesting, I think. One of my viewers, one of you, wrote me on YouTube and then a DM on Instagram, and she just told me that she had this pair of shoes and we do have the same like shoe size, and she just asked me, she's from Germany as well, and she just asked me if I wanted to try out her shoes that did not work for her. So she just mailed me these shoes and I tried them on and I really like their color, and so we agreed on me paying her 60 euros for these shoes and we're both happy, I hope. I did not plan on getting a new pair of shoes actually, because I have 3 pairs and the 3 pairs of shoes are usually enough for me. I have 1 pair for summer, a pair of sandals, I have 1 pair for winter, a pair of winter boots, and I have 1 pair of sneakers for all the other days. But the 1 pair that is missing, or just there are situations in my life where I do not have like an appropriate pair of shoes, and that is just a pair of shoes that is a little bit more like chic or put together. So this pair of shoes is gonna be that. It's not the chicest or most put together pair of shoes, but that's gonna be it for the future. These are leather shoes, and as I said before in other videos, I'm not really comfortable buying new leather shoes, but since they were secondhand, that's okay for me, and I love that therefore this is not made out of plastic. And so yeah, I'm happy I have these shoes. They look better than my sneakers and I will wear them for more like fancy occasions, even though they are not the most fancy pair of shoes, but I won't get high heels or anything like that because I don't like these. And they're also barefoot shoes, so I like that about them too. So that's already 4 things in 3 months. But I've only bought like 1 thing in the first 3 months of the year. That was my hard drive, this one here. And the other 2 things I got in the first 3 months were gifted. And with gifted things, I also said that in my first video, I do exclude them from my low buy because 1, I'm not paying money for them, and 2, because it's harder to control these. And also I just realized being a content creator, it's kind of like I'm very, very, very thankful for the opportunity to get like beautiful fair fashion pieces gifted to me by brands. And that's just part of my job. I try to only accept things that I actually use and need for my life, but that's definitely something where I need to have a balance. Because other things that I've got these past 3 months are more like fair fashion pieces. I have a new swimsuit and some new socks. I'm only showing you 1 pair because the other one is in laundry. Also new underwear. The other pair is also in laundry right now, and a tank top. These are all from Organic Basics, and I'm gonna leave you a code down below where you can get 10% off if you need something. Yeah. This video is not sponsored, but I do have that code for you, so you can take advantage of it if you need something. I'm super happy to have these new things in my wardrobe. They are not counting towards like the things I bought because again, I did not buy them, but I wanted to show them to you just, yeah, for transparency reasons and just to show you what is new in my life. And then I want to show you the last thing that is new in my belongings, which is a pair of sweatpants. Now, this pair of sweatpants have an interesting story as well. I found them at the side of the street. Like they were laying around there on the ground, wet and dirty. And I just don't like when trash or things are in nature or at the side of the road. So I usually, if I like have something with me, I would take trash and put it into a trash can. Or in that case, I thought like, let's take this pair of sweatpants. I take it home, I wash it, and then I decided if it's in a good shape, I can do something with it, give it away, wear it, sell it, whatever. And if it's really in a bad shape, then I would at least recycle it. But it's not supposed to lay there at the side of the street. So I took it home, I washed it, and I realized that I like it better than the sweatpants I have. And I talk about that more in the video where I declutter my wardrobe, that I'm gonna link you up here, like a minimalist wardrobe declutter. That's how decluttering works in my life. And I think it's pretty interesting if you're interested in that. And the thing about these sweatpants is they have been lying at the side of the street for many months, so they are pretty bleached out. So they have like, yeah, different colors kind of, depending on, yeah, the part of the pants, because they have been lying in the sunlight. So they're not in perfect shape. They also have, like here it's ripped a little bit, but I like them and I'm gonna wear them for now and I'm gonna keep them in my wardrobe. But again, obviously I'm not counting that because I got it for free and it kind of was trash. So it is a new item in my belongings, but it's not something I bought. I'm now, after 6 months, at a point where I have bought 6 things. I have bought the hard drive for like storing my files. I have bought 2 SD cards. I have bought the pair of shoes, I have bought the wool, and I've bought the new pair of linen pants. So 6 things after 6 months. And some of you told me that I could count the 2 SD cards as one or even not at all, because it's just something you need to exchange after a certain amount of time, or because I needed to exchange them because my old SD cards did not work with my new camera, and so of course, yeah, you could count differently there. And also some of you wrote me that I could divide things between personal things and business things. I think for this year, I'm keeping it this way. I'm keeping it like business and personal things combined, because I think for that 12 is actually a good number. It's kind of challenging, but it is possible for me. Because if I remove all the business stuff from the 12 items, I can go shopping, because I think I don't need that many new things. But if I keep the business things included in the 12 things, yeah, there's a certain challenge. But I think for a following year, I would definitely divide those two, because it's really different, like the kinds of things I buy. For my business, I just purely buy things that I need for this YouTube channel to run well, for my safety, things for taxes and things like that. And for myself, it's much more of like, I'd like to have that, I want to exchange that, I really want to add that to my life. And that's where I think the whole low buy thing is a lot more important. So with excluding all the digital products from this low buy, I think I'm on a good path, because I'm at 6 things after 6 months. But I'm still wondering if I will be able to do it or how it will turn out, because I already know that I want to buy another battery for my camera. It will be so much easier to especially do vlogs when I have a bit more battery life. I also know that I might need to exchange my pair of jeans. I might want to exchange my bralettes. I maybe want to add some more knitting equipment. I have thought about buying an ebook reader, but I'm like on the fence with that again, because I think for me it has worked pretty well reading on my phone too. So I'm gonna try it out and see if the phone is enough, or if I really want to add an ebook reader. But you already see there are a few things, and there are also always unexpected things coming up, because I really didn't plan on buying the linen pants, because I thought the linen pants I had would be good for another like 2 years. And I also didn't plan on buying the shoes, but that was just an opportunity, and I'm glad I did, because it's a pair of shoes that will serve me in many occasions, and that hopefully I can wear for many years coming. And so I know that I cannot just like plan for all the purchases, because then in the end it won't work. And now I also of course want to talk about why I thought I'm kind of failing. And that is just because after the first 3 months, I just thought like, it's working so well. I've only like bought 1 thing. I have 2 gifted things. It's really what I imagined, that I realized that I actually really don't need as many things as I thought. And now just in the past 3 months, I've bought 5 more things, and even like 2 things I didn't plan for that weren't like absolutely necessary. But like one thing is it's my first low buy. So I of course did not know because I've never monitored the things I buy this well. And on the other hand, I think it's normal, and I realized that it can be so different. So the first 3 months I only bought one thing, and then suddenly in 1 month maybe I need 5 things. And that is also why I don't just want to buy 6 more things right now and then not be like allowed to buy anything for the rest of the year. But I think it kind of felt like I kind of lost control because suddenly the number was that high already. But with things like that, I also want to keep in mind, and want you to keep in mind, that of course this is an experiment, this is fun to try out, this is like interesting to see what I need or what you need. But in the end, if you really need something, but it's outside of the things that you allow yourself, or if it's more than you thought you would need to buy, I would of course buy that. Like, I'm not here to restrict myself. I'm here to learn more about my buying habits, learn more about what I need, and learn more for the future to be able to plan better and to be able to just live the intentional life I want to live. And that is actually also kind of a lesson I learned this month, that buying this wool, it was an impulse purchase, and in the moment I thought like I will never doubt that purchase, like this is the only right decision right now. But just 10 days later I realized, like, am I actually gonna wear this sweater that I'm knitting? And I'm still gonna knit that sweater. I'm really looking forward to like knitting it and finishing it, but I'm not sure. Like, it could happen that I wear it a few times and then decide that I don't need it anymore. And maybe I'm gonna do like a giveaway so one of you can have it if you want, or something like that. But it's interesting. It's just very interesting to see that I was right. Like, I was right in thinking that most of the time impulse purchases are not the way to go if you want to live an intentional life, if you want to consume very intentionally. So for the future, I definitely always want to have just a few days at least to think about something when it comes up. Like, not I'm thinking of it, I'm instantly buying it, but actually like waiting for a few days until I buy it, because I saw it. Impulse purchases happen like that. And of course the shoes, that was like an opportunity. So that's also, it was one of you. So of course I thought like that would be great. It is less expensive because the pair of shoes were kind of new, but the person didn't need them anymore. They were secondhand, so there were many things, and they were the right size, a beautiful color, and it was just a great opportunity. And again, if I did not know of that opportunity, I wouldn't have went and bought a pair of shoes. But it's also an item that I've thought about for a long time, adding a 4th pair of shoes, so I think you get what I mean. So looking at that mountain of stuff that is laying here, I'm kind of almost disappointed, because I really thought I didn't need that many new things. And also a lot of them are, again, like gifted things, which I'm super thankful for. But I said in the beginning of the year that I really want to kind of slow down that constant change in my belongings. Like, I do want to have things that I can keep for many years and not keep adding and changing and decluttering things from my life, because I think that would give me more peace of mind, or it would be an opportunity to learn even more about myself, and to just to have none of the distraction of like new things and adding new things, buying new things. Of course, excluding all the things that I actually need or that I actually break and I need to exchange. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I think it's just a balance, especially with having that as a job and with the opportunity that comes with working with sustainable fashion brands. And in the end, I'm really glad to have these items, but I just hope that maybe the second half of the year, there will be less new things. We will have to see in the future. I don't know anything about that yet. I just hope and plan for an intentional second half of the year. And I would also be really interested how your low buy years are going, because I know some of you are doing the same or similar things. So let me know how you are doing, or if you've ever had or made like a low buy year or a no buy year. Let me know what your experiences were and the lessons that you've learned from that. And if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, because that would really help my channel. Also, if you want to see more videos, I'm going to link you a video here and a playlist here that you can check out right now if you want to and if you have time. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!